Hey, what's up? It's E. Shea Smith here, former IBF junior middleweight champion of the world. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Sporting Icons. Cheers.
Okay, so here on YouTube, there's been a lot of talk about who it is that Gervonta Tank Davis should be fighting next. Of course, people doing YouTube videos across the comment section and, of course, across social media. Who is it that Tank Davis should fight next after his 6th round stoppage over Rolly Romero? Now, Tank, he didn't look great in that fight. Listen, we've all seen him fight much, much better than what he did last night. But at the same time, I do maintain that Tank Davis, and I know I'm in the minority here, and I've been given a stick for it before, but he could well be the best lightweight out there. He could. Legitimately, he could. But we need to see it. It's one thing to believe that he is, or he could be, or he isn't. Well, we need the proof. And the proof means he has to fight some of these top guys. Now, I will say, though, that if Tank Davis believes that he's the best lightweight out there, or even super lightweight, he is going to have to leave Floyd Mayweather, Leonard Ellerbe, and the PBC. That will tell us whether or not his ambition is real, that he does want to fight these other top guys, or if he doesn't. If he decides to stay, then he doesn't want to prove it. That's the reality of it, because all the other big names that you want to see Tank Davis out there fighting, none of them are in-house PBC fighters. None of them. Floyd Mayweather has made it abundantly clear, only in-house PBC fights. He has made this abundantly clear. So has Leonard Ellerbe. Leonard Ellerbe has openly said he ain't going to pay these other fighters the kind of money that they're getting elsewhere to fight Tank Davis or anywhere. So as much as we don't want to talk about money and splits and all that kind of thing, well, Leonard Ellerbe, the PBC, Floyd Mayweather are not going to allow Tank Davis to be a B-side to anybody, even though that these other fighters are making much more money than Tank Davis. Much more money. But they're not going to allow Tank Davis to be the B-side in the negotiations against anybody. And that will include the winner of the undisputed fight between George Kambossos Jr. and Devin Haney. They won't even allow him to be a B-side for the winner of that one. That's reality. Okay, so I wouldn't expect to see Tank Davis fight the winner of George Kambossos Jr. and Devin Haney unless he leaves the PBC. That's the only way it's possibly going to happen. Now, firstly, the undisputed fight, George Kambossos Jr., Devin Haney, it could be a 2-fight deal depending on how the fight goes. If Devin Haney wins, it's an automatic rematch, and that's going to have to happen too. So this could well be put on the back burner anyway. Okay, even if all fighters are willing to fight Tank Davis and Tank Davis is willing to fight them, well, that could well be on the back burner anyway. It could. Now, when you look at the other fighters that maybe you want to see Tank Davis fight, of course, Vaysl Lomachenko. Now, Vaysl Lomachenko, listen, as much as I'm a Tank Davis fan, I can see and I know that Tank Davis and his team have never wanted that fight with Vaysl Lomachenko. They've never wanted that. Now, would they want it now? Maybe, potentially, but of course, it's obstacles. Firstly, Vaysl Lomachenko is a top-ranked fighter. He fights on ESPN, okay? So again, you've got that other side of the street kind of situation going on. Plus, of course, you've got Vaysl Lomachenko, which is far more important than anything else. He's still out there in Ukraine defending his country against Russia. How long is he going to be out there for? We don't know. Maybe he'll never return to the ring again. We don't know. So I would certainly rule that one out at the minute. But hopefully that war will end soon and we get to see Vaysl Lomachenko return. So there is that one, but very unlikely. Ryan Garcia. Now, he was there ringside late last night watching the fight live, and he believes that Tank Davis wants him and he wants Tank Davis. But again, you've got that wrong side of the street kind of situation going on. Ryan Garcia is a Golden Boy fighter who fights on DAZN. Golden Boy and DAZN are not going to allow Ryan Garcia to fight on Showtime. They ain't going to do it. Likewise, the PBC, Ellerbe, Mayweather are not going to allow Tank to fight on DAZN. It's not going to happen. So it's very, very unlikely that that is going to happen. But again, would they allow Ryan Garcia to be a B-side to Tank Davis? No, probably not. Then, of course, you can look at, say, a Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez. Now, again, is he going to continue at lightweight or is he now going to be super lightweight? Again, 2 divisions at Tank Davis. has been familiarised with before. So, yes, okay, so the weight shouldn't really be a problem. But what could be a problem is that Teofimo Lopez is a top-ranked fighter. Again, ESPN. So you're always going to have these kind of issues. As much as they shouldn't be issues, and yes, they can work certain things out and whatever, like it did with Wilder and Fury. Obviously, Fury was a top-ranked fighter, and Wilder is a PBC fighter. Okay, so they can work certain things out where they can do a cross pay-per-view kind of level thing. Okay, they could. Would they? I think Top Rank might, but I don't think the PBC would. I really don't. Again, would Teofimo Lopez want to be the B-side in the negotiations? This is what it's all going to come down to. It's all going to come down to the negotiations. It is going to come down to the split. It's going to come down to the money. It's going to come to, well, what networks are they on? That's why I'm saying that Tank Davis is currently a free agent now. He's no longer under contract with Floyd Mayweather. He can leave the PBC anytime he wants. The other fighters are still contracted with their particular stable. So they can't leave their stable. They can't. Now, if Tank Davis wants a decent payday and maybe wants to fight in the UK again, of course he's fought in the UK once before on a Frank Warren show. We all remember that one. Tank Davis looked phenomenal. He could. Maxie Hughes, there's one. But of course, Maxie Hughes, he's a matchroom DAZN fighter. I would imagine Eddie Hearn would allow Maxie Hughes to go over to the PBC side of the street. I imagine he probably would. Okay, so there is that option. Or O'Hara Davis. O'Hara Davis and Tank Davis. That'll be a very interesting fight. That will get both sets of fans quite interested. As in the UK fans and the American fans. For those who like O'Hara Davis and Tank Davis. That'd be very interesting. Why not? Maybe Tank Davis versus Lewis Ritson. Again, at super lightweight. I'd be very interested in that one personally. Very interested in that one. I'd love to see that fight. But again, we can come up with all these kind of names and who do we want Tank Davis to fight and whatever else. The reality is you and I don't have a say in it. You and I can't influence Mayweather and Ellaby. They're very, very stuck in their ways. So that's what I'm saying. If Tank Davis wants that legacy, if he wants those big fights, he's going to have to leave the PBC, Floyd Mayweather and Ellaby. That's what he's going to have to do. They are not going to bring over Vasyl Lomachenko. They're not going to bring in anybody. Okay? So who Tank Davis is going to fight next? Probably somebody you don't want to see. Maybe a rematch with Isaac Cruz. Maybe a rematch with Rolly Romero. Okay? You're not going to see any other kind of fights, in my opinion. Adrian Broner, again, unlikely. Adrian Broner, could he even make 140 anymore? Very unlikely. But again, he's very good friends with Tank Davis anyway, as far as I'm aware. So, again, we could probably rule that one out. Maybe Mikey Garcia. Would he want to fight at 140 again? Listen, there are options, but a lot of it depends on Tank Davis right now. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video.